Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Let's Play Bloons Tower Defense Battles. Alright, again, I was like, alright, in this episode we're gonna do something, and it's the same as always, but someone was commenting, there was a couple comments on the Bloons Tower Defense Battles episodes that I want to reply to, but occasionally it doesn't let me reply to comments, which is really lame. But anyways, they mentioned mortars, and why don't I use mortars, and occasionally I do. But on particular tracks like this one, I just feel really confident with the strategy that I have that... actually, can I cancel my readiness? No? Alright. I was going to try to maybe get an extra tower slot, but nah, doesn't really make a difference. Maybe in the next time. But I usually... what's it called? I usually don't use mortars just because I'm pretty confident in my strategy and I'm kind of set in my ways, pretty much. So, some other people have also been commenting saying that the pink Bloons that come in and regrow Bloons I'm really weak against because of the way that my strategy is. And I agree. My strategy is not very good for pink Bloons or regrow Bloons, but I was able to survive the pink Bloon rush that the other person sent because I was able to put in some ninja monkeys. And the ninja monkeys are pretty good. Now they, my opponent, seem to be trying to go for a ice stall or a freeze stall type of technique. Apparently that doesn't work anymore. I don't remember exactly how they fixed that, but what the freeze stall would be is they would use the ice towers to constantly freeze the Bloons so that, like, basically the round would never end, or at least it would take a lot longer. And in doing that, the time in-game time would keep passing even though the rounds wouldn't pass, at least not as fast. And the benefit of doing that is that then you get a lot more money quicker, or at least quicker in the rounds, not necessarily quicker in time, because you get money based on time and not based on how many Bloons you pop. So in doing that, you would be increasing how good your defenses are compared to the rounds. Like, you would be able to get a Moab a lot sooner, or a Moab Mauler a lot sooner. And that actually brings up another topic. Someone mentioned that apparently you can send Moabs on round 18. I've never seen someone do that. And they were asking, like, oh, well, what would you do if someone started sending a Moab at round 18, since I always build my Moab Maulers, like, on round 18 or, like, 20 or something. And honestly, if a Moab appeared on round 18 because of the enemy sending it at me, I would freak out and then try to build a Moab Mauler as soon as I could, or sell something in order to build a Moab Mauler, or just in some way try to hurry and fix it. But until now, I haven't really had any good defense for that, because I didn't realize that they could send it so early, because no one has sent it so early, as far as I can remember. And I should switch over to blue Bloons because I'm able to. I have enough money to consistently send it. And again, someone commented something about how effective the Bloons were, and I know I read the comment, but I don't remember exactly what I got out of it, like what I remember from the comments and everything. And again, this is why I love the Glaive Ricochet so much, is just those long streams that it just destroys. I just think it's so amazing. Alright, and I've already forgotten what round or what income amount I should start sending in the green Bloons. I think I might just start sending in the green Bloons as soon as I'm able to, and then okay, for a second I saw that there was a gap in the blue Bloons on the right side, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm still sending Bloons, but yeah, his come in on the top, mine come in on the bottom. But anyways, I'm gonna start sending in the green Bloons, just because I do have a little bit of a buffer. I've got over 1,000 cash, so that'll help, like I said, give me a bit of a buffer so that I don't completely spend more than I'm making and waste all my money, but I'm still increasing my income at a faster rate than if I was using only blue Bloons. But I can already tell that I'm spending more than I'm making, so this isn't going to be able to be sustained for very long, so I'll switch over back to the blue Bloons. I probably could have kept it going a little bit longer, but switching over to blue Bloons just increased my current cash, and I just realized that they're sending in pink Bloons, and actually on this stage, it's not actually that bad when they send in pink Bloons, although I should do something about that. And okay, I heard that noise and I was like, what? Is there lead? But it was the frozen balloon, because their attack shooter is going. So they'll most likely upgrade that into a ring of fire. Otherwise, that'd be a really wasted attack shooter. So I'm pretty sure they're going to upgrade that to the ring of fire. And I'm going to build this Buccaneer as close to the edge as I can. And there we go. Alright. So I'm going to do this and slowly build up this Monkey Buccaneer in order to get camo lead defense. Because right now they don't have any camo lead defense. They don't have any camo defense, actually. So on round 12, I mean, obviously they'll probably get something with camo lead defense by the time I get to round 12. But at least at the moment, I could kill them with just like a pink camo rush or something. I'd probably try to use something less than pink just because of how expensive the pinks would be. I'd probably try to go for camo lead just because that's such an easy kill, but then they are slower so that they have more time to react and realize that they need a camo lead defense. But it doesn't make that big of a difference because I don't usually try to win through aggressive attacking offensive moves. I usually just try to out-survive them, outlast them. Alright, so now that I am on 750 income every 6 seconds, I think that is enough. I can't remember, I'm pretty sure that is enough to sustain a green balloon stream. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think it's good enough, it's just a little close. And then I think it was once I get to 1,000 every 6 seconds, that was enough for the yellows. And then like 3,800 is the pinks. So it's round 11, they still don't have any camo defense. So this is pretty interesting. I still don't have very good camo defense because I've just got that one Buccaneer. So I'm actually not going to send anything too soon. Let's see. Alright, there we go. They've got the Monkey Village. So that's going to give them their camo lead defense. It's still not a radar scanner, so I still technically could defeat them with some camo lead, but I'm not going to risk it, because yeah, now they have the radar scanner. But I still don't have very good camo lead defense, so I should try to work on that a little bit. And that's true, they're sending in some higher tier balloons, but my Buccaneer is good enough to defend against it. I'm actually gonna... oh man, now they're sending in some pink balloons. I'm actually gonna switch back down to blue balloons, just so that I'm able to build up my defenses while still increasing my income. I don't want to just stop sending balloons entirely, because then I know I won't be increasing my income at all. But I don't want to keep sending in those higher tiered balloons, because then I'm not really making as much current cash. I'm not really building up my current cash when I do that. So actually right now, just real quick, gotta get that to red hot rings, so that they're able to pop the lead. And again, I'm not 100% sure on why it does it, but the glaive ricochet on its first hit actually pops through 2 layers, which is kind of interesting. So when you're popping through lead, it pops it into 2 pinks, I think it was. So I think it's kind of interesting. It kind of makes sense the way I explained it the first time I thought about it, but I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. So, oh yeah, because it pops it into 4 pink balloons. So yeah, that's not quite exactly how it works, but oh well. Alright, I'm gonna try for another destroyer before I deal with anything else, because the destroyers are very helpful, just in general popping power, and also they're good against the Moabs. Now again, I really don't think anyone's going to send, or I'm really not sure if this person's going to send a Moab Mauler, or not a Moab Mauler, I keep getting those two confused. I don't think they're going to send any Moabs at me, and actually once I get my income, I'm going to start sending in some yellow balloons. I don't think they're going to send any Moabs at me on round 18, so I'm really not worried about that. However, right now I'm kind of weak to regrow, just because my glaive ricochet isn't that good against regrow. So I think I should probably do something about that. I think I will... well, no. I'm just going to wait until my income goes up more. Probably at about round 18 or maybe 20. I'll probably switch back down to green balloons and then try to build another 2, maybe 1 or 2 glaive ricochet, just for extra support against regrows or just more powerful streams. Because 1 glaive ricochet can technically get rid of really powerful streams, but it's a lot more effective if you have 2 or 3, especially with regrow. Let's see, right now, still nothing that bad. And again, I really don't think they're going to send in any Moabs on round 18, so let's actually check over here. Yeah, fast cooldown Moab unlocks round 20, and then a single Moab is unlocked on round 18, so that's interesting. But it does decrease your income by 60, and I think how much does it cost? 1,500, so that is pretty expensive. Personally, I wouldn't say it's worth it, just because, I don't think it's worth it. But let's see. I actually am getting a good current cash increase at the moment, so... Oh, that's not good. They're sending in camo regrow ceramic, but I was able to defeat that, so that's good. My cannon ship and 2 destroyers were good enough for that, and I'm about to run out of money. Or I'm gonna pause my stream for a second, just because I didn't have enough money. And because they're sending those in, obviously they're on a little bit of the offensive, but I was able to defeat it pretty quickly because I know that camo regrow ceramics and the fast cooldown ceramics actually lowered their income a little bit, or unless they did this one, which doesn't change their income, but that would still be really expensive, so that probably did take up quite a bit of their money. Alright, and I really should start building in some Moab Maulers. Yeah, some Moab Maulers. Oh, they are sending in a Moab. That's interesting. But I'm actually gonna put my Moab Maulers on this side, on the top, because even if they sent in that Moab, obviously these 2 destroyers and the cannon ship were enough to defeat it. So I don't really need to worry about Moabs on that side, and I'm only going to be building like a stream of Moab Maulers, 1 thick, I guess, like just one line of Moab Maulers. I could probably fit in 2, but it would be a pretty tight fit, and I'm not 100% confident in my ability to place those. And let's see, I am going to need a couple more Moab Maulers in order to defend against the natural Moab, which isn't any weaker or stronger than the sent Moabs. But I should probably save up a little bit more money just so I can actually build it all at once or something. Let's see. One more. And yeah, again, I could probably fit 2 closely together, but it's not that important. And right now my destroyers are my only camo defense, so I probably should increase that a little bit more. After my 4th Moab Mauler, I'll get another destroyer, and then probably try to get a couple more Glaive Ricochet, and then finish out my Moab Maulers, probably build a couple more around the sides, and then build some more destroyers. Alright, so actually I'm getting quite a bit of money, because my income is definitely getting up there, almost at 3,000, which means that it's almost time to start switching over to pinks, which will be like my final stage of income increasing. There we go. And get that destroyer, and now it's round 23, and with 4 Moab Maulers, that's a pretty good defense against the Moab, specifically the Moab layer. And then the 2 Glaive Ricochet is decent, plus the other Moab Maulers that are still attacking the ceramics that come out of it, so that's not really a problem. And actually, for a second there, it kind of looked like my towers were attacking their Moab. I'm pretty sure that doesn't actually affect their Moab, but I just think it's kind of funny that that happens sometimes. Alright, so I'm actually going to get a 4th destroyer. I don't remember if I said that I was going to get a 4th destroyer, or if I was just going to get one more. Actually, I'm, like I said, going to get a 4th destroyer, and yeah, I do have quite a bit of money. So, once I get one more, alright, once I got that last income increase, I guess, or not income increase, that my allowance, I guess, that payday, 6-second interval, now I'm going to switch into the pink Bloons, which do help put a little bit of pressure on my opponent, but that's really not why I'm using it. I'm using it just more for the income increase. And again, I'm pretty sure you have to be at 3,800 to consistently sustain a pink stream, but because I have that like 4,000 cash buffer, I guess, then I should be able to last fine. But I don't want to build anything right now because then that'll deplete my my buffer of cash. But already by now I'm able to sustain it, but I'm still not quite able to start making more than I'm spending a little bit. Like, I'm still on that breaking point, I think, if my assumptions are correct. So I still don't want to build too much right now. I still want to wait until I'm able to really build up a good nest egg, and then start defending more. And again, I'm really not that big on playing offensively and trying to defeat my opponent by sending in waves that I think they can't handle. Definitely more of a defensive player by building up my own income and then using that to my advantage. So now there's actually a bunch of ceramics. Those are just natural wave ceramics, so I don't have to, or I'm not sure if that really makes a difference, but it just means that I know that my opponent is also having to deal with them, but they're not having much of a problem because they're using their ice towers. And I can tell, I think one of them is an Arctic wind, probably the one behind the tree, and then I think one of them is an ice shard, because I saw some ice shards floating around. Can't really tell which one is which, they all look pretty similar, but still just going to send in a couple more Glaive Ricochet. Come on, alright, I'm trying to get them as close together as I can, because I want to build as many as I can in this tight little space. And again, I could probably squeeze 2 in on a couple points, but just 1 is fine. I'm sure it won't make too big of a difference. But obviously now I'm running a little bit low on money, but the 6-second interval happened pretty well, and I was able to get enough of that. Alright, so now that I've got more Glaive Ricochet, which is very helpful for the ceramics and any other streams, I'm going to work on getting a couple more Moab Maulers, just to help out because BFB is coming soon, and I don't think 4 Moab Maulers is quite enough for BFB. And obviously I've got my destroyers down here to help out with any excess Moabs. Like if my Moab Maulers aren't able to defeat it, then I'm sure my destroyers will be helpful in getting rid of anything else. And oh wow, I actually almost ran out of money. But I can probably fit, yeah, 1 more right there. I'm going to take this one a little bit slower and not just build a bunch and get rid of all my money. Alright, there we go. So now I've got almost 6,000 every 6 seconds, which is about 1,000 per second. So that's pretty good. Decent amount of money. And there's a big rainbow regrow stream coming in just from the natural round. Probably make a couple more Glaive Ricochet right here on the side, which is actually what I'm going to do. And then after that, I'm going to build Ninja Monkeys right here in this corner. I should probably build Moab Maulers, or even maybe some more Glaive Ricochet. Come on, put 1 right there. I think I saw that I could. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to start building some ninjas right here. 1, to help out with the camo defense, and then 2, also just because when you've got a bunch of Bloonjitsu ninja monkeys, they can be really powerful. They can be really good at knocking back Bloons towards the beginning of the screen. And actually, before I start building the ninja monkeys, I'm actually going to build another destroyer, just for added bonuses, or added defense. So I've got 5 destroyers and a cannon ship. The cannon ship is there mostly just for the lead popping, the camo lead detection. But I don't think there's very many camo leads in the natural round, which is why it's really good that the water stage, or the water lane, is near the beginning of where my opponent sends in Bloons. Just because I really don't need to focus camo lead defense on the natural round over here, because they're kind of an unnatural Bloon, kind of, just because they're not really that common in the normal waves, or at least I don't think they're very common. I can only think of one lane, or not one lane, one round that actually has camo Bloons, and that's round 59, which isn't even used in here because it skips every other round. So alright, now here's the BFB. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so 8 Moab Maulers. Probably could just paid attention to what I did. Anyways, so 8 Moab Maulers should be good against a BFB. They've got plenty of Moab Maulers on their side. And of course the Glaive Ricochet is nice as well, but obviously not quite as helpful. Alright, so just getting a bunch of money because of my income. And I could use the Flash Bomb to help out as a another camo lead defense, but my like I said before, my cannon ship should be good enough. And here actually, this is kind of interesting because there's a bunch of camo balloons which my Glaive Ricochet and my bomb towers actually can't hit, but for some reason it looks like they're attacking the camo balloons, even though I don't have camo detection on them. It's really okay. It's because of the ceramics. There's a couple ceramics coming out from the Moabs that are kind of mixing in with the camo balloons, and that's kind of the thing that I kind of don't like, kind of do like about Bloons Tower Defense 5. And if I've been like yelling this whole time, it's because I've got my volume turned up a little bit louder than I usually do, so I can hear all of these explosions and popping noises a lot louder than usual. So I'm kind of overcompensating for that by just yelling to myself, I guess. Anyways, what I was talking about was in Bloons Tower Defense 4, when the camo balloon was first introduced, it used to be that it was only like one layer that was camouflaged, and then also the camouflage ability was only that you couldn't target a camo balloon, but any other tower could still attack a camo balloon if there was like another non-camouflage balloon near it, or something like that. But here, even if you attack where a camo balloon is, if you don't have camo detection, then your attack will just go right through it. Which again is kind of cool, kind of lame, because in that moment when there's a lot of ceramics right there near the camo balloons, it would have been nice if my towers would have been able to actually pop some of those camo balloons. But obviously it makes sense why not. So obviously this is a lot of Bloonjitsu monkeys, and like I said, they'll be very helpful for dealing with camo balloons and just knocking back balloons in general. And they're also pretty helpful against Moab class balloons, especially when there are so many. Now, I'm not sure if a ZOMG will actually appear in the natural rounds. I'm pretty sure it will around round 40, a little bit after round 40, I think. And so we've still got a couple rounds, so quite a few minutes left, and they really have a lot of Moab Maulers. Like, they are completely ready to defeat any Moab defenses. Let's see, he's asking for my eco. I've got 9,000, pretty much. Homer's 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 9,000. He's got 9,200, I guess. Or he's also got 9,000, I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. He's got a whole bunch of Moab Maulers. I always keep calling Moab Maulers Moabs, and then call Moabs Moab Maulers. Let's see, come on. So he's got camo detection. He's definitely got lead popping abilities. Although if I were to send in some black balloons, it wouldn't get past his Ring of Fire or... actually, wait a minute. He has the Monkey Intelligence Bureau. So that means that his bomb towers can pop black balloons. So he's able to pop all balloon types. Oh yeah, and he has a Super Monkey down there in the corner. He's definitely defended against Moabs. So it's actually a really interesting defense. Let's see, he's got the Ice Tower, Monkey Village, Moab Maulers, Ring of Fire, and the Super Monkey. Alright, so he's got the fifth tier, the fifth space, I guess, for towers. I think the only way I'm gonna beat him is if I just send in like a massive stream of like ZOMGs or something. And I can't send in like fast cooldown ZOMGs. I can only send in a single one, and that takes a little while for it to actually reload, basically, or to respawn. So I could try some fast cooldown BFBs, which would be probably more efficient than a single ZOMG. maybe. But that decreases my income by 350, which is pretty significant. And it costs 2,500, so I need a lot of money and a lot of income. This is round 35, so this is the equivalent to round 70, which just has a whole bunch of camo rainbows, which obviously my ninja monkeys are able to totally destroy. Now, I have a whole bunch of money. I've got 72,000, almost 70, well, in a second I'll have 73,000 or something, and I'm making 10,000 every 6 seconds, so I've got 80,000 right now. That is a lot of money, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can tell, he's gonna go for the Temple of the Monkey God, and you know what, as soon as he does, that's gonna get rid of a lot of his Moab Maulers, and while the Temple of the Monkey God is good, I think that might be my chance, because one, as soon as he builds it, it's going to sort of stun his monkey tower, I guess, for a little while, but it will be pretty powerful, and it will probably defeat any BFBs that I send at him, but it might be like my only chance at potentially beating him. He'll still have a bunch of Moab Maulers, but like I said, it'll get rid of some in that corner, although, see, the problem with that strategy is that he'll be building it, if he does go for it, he'll be building it near the natural wave, where the natural balloons come from. So, so my BFBs that I send at him aren't going to be getting to him very quickly. So it would be ideal to start sending in some BFBs now, or like sooner, before he actually transforms it. And I'm not holding down the 5 key to constantly send in the pink streams, because I want to sort of limit how many pink balloons I have in the queue so that I can send in the BFBs sooner. It doesn't make that big of a difference because the pink balloons do get sent pretty quickly, but I just like every bit of time that I can have, and I'm gonna send in as many BFBs as I can, because he obviously just got rid of a bunch of his Moab Maulers, and I'm sure he has plenty of money to start building them back up again. But dang, these are not very fast BFBs, and dang, that's all I'm gonna send. I'm sure he'll have a good enough defense. I'm sure he'll survive that, but that was pretty interesting. Yeah. Alright, and because he had so many Moab Maulers, again, I'm not really sure if the number actually makes too big of a difference, but because he had so many, he's able to shoot rockets from his Temple of the Monkey God, which is obviously very helpful for defeating the Moab class balloons. Although those BFBs do seem to be making it pretty far, but the Temple of the Monkey God hasn't really been fighting that many or attacking too many. And I did lose a lot of my income. I do have plenty of money. I've got 80,000 still, almost 90,000. But I'd still like to just send in those pink balloons to help increase my income. And I'm hoping that these pink balloons that I'm sending in with all the Moabs might be enough to help add a little bit of pressure, sort of add the amount of layers that he has to pop through. Obviously, the Temple of the Monkey God can totally destroy the regular pink stream, but on top of the BFBs, hopefully that'll be enough. And I don't want to sound too prideful or proud or like sort of self-righteous or whatever, but I think that was a pretty good strategy to attack right as he built his Temple of the Monkey God. Just because of the timing of how it got rid of a bunch of his Moab Maulers, and then also is sort of stunned his temple a little bit. And I still haven't lost any lives, and it looks like he might start losing a couple because of how close those BFBs are getting. And I'm probably not going to beat him with this, but maybe it'll make him lose a couple lives or something. I don't really know. And right now the natural wave just sent in a bunch of regrow ceramics tightly clumped, but my Glaive Ricochet and my Bloonjitsu monkeys easily destroyed it. And now he's almost losing lives, but the Temple of the Monkey God is really good. Man, if I had just sent a couple more BFBs, I might have had him. Man, that was close. Wow. Alright, so next time I do that, I definitely need to send in more BFBs. Wow. That was pretty impressive. I really didn't think I didn't think he'd survive that. I mean, I kind of did, but that got pretty close. I'm gonna say that. That got pretty close. Oh, man. See, that's basically my only plan. Oh, wait, he's... doesn't really make that big of a difference. Because now he's probably gonna go for another temple right there in the top right corner where his other Sun God Monkey is. But if I were to do the same thing, it would probably have the same result or worse, just because he's already got another Temple of the Monkey God, so it wouldn't make quite as big of a difference. But I think that was pretty interesting. What else could I send at him? Camo won't do anything. Regrow won't make a difference because he's got so many Bloons. Really, the only thing I can think of that might defeat him is just more Moabs or more BFBs, but obviously that took out a huge chunk of my income. And I've still got plenty of money. I've got over 100,000. So it's not that bad. In my defense, obviously, at least for the natural waves, it's pretty good. I might try sending in some ZOMGs. Not really sure, because the ZOMGs would definitely take out a lot more of my income. And they're only 4 times as effective, which might just send in some more fast cooldown BFBs. This is pretty interesting. Well, the ZOMGs are a little bit more than 4 times effective, because then they would send out those, so... Not really sure. I've got plenty of money. My income is still a bit low. But with as much money as I have... Alright, there we go. I'm gonna send in the ZOMGs. I don't know how well it's gonna go, but... I'm gonna send them in and... Oh, that took out all of my income. Wow. Alright. Okay, that took out all of my income. Oh boy. Ah, dang it. That's a lot of camo ceramics that I don't have Glaive Lords for. I just realized that. Dang it, I might get taken out by this wave of camo ceramics. Dang it, I should have upgraded to... Ah, man. Ah. I should have upgraded to Glaive Lords. Dang it. Ah. Alright, well, my opponent did good. Definitely say GG to that. I applaud my opponent. Haven't applauded my opponent in a while. That was pretty good. And I definitely should have got Glaive Lords, or Mortar Towers or something. But yeah, that was pretty good. I again applaud my opponent. Let me know in the comments, do you think that was a good battle, or do you think I was being dumb for not sending certain towers earlier, or certain Bloons or something? How many of you actually realized that I would lose because I didn't have Glaive Lords, or better camo defense or something? But yeah, I think maybe that large stream of ZOMGs might have beaten him. Maybe. I have no idea, but yeah. Alright, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.